And the 2019 Telegraph Woman of Steel is...
You need an unbelievable resilience, you need a desire, it's consistency week in, week out, and it's having a major bearing and impact on your team.
Calm and composed. She's one of those girls that you know will do her extras throughout the week, so she's always going to be accountable for whatever she does, whether that's on the pitch, off the pitch.
The presence she brings and her attitude, first and foremost, is just outstanding, and has been one that was very much needed.
She's kind, she's thoughtful, she's a good laugh. Like I say, she's hard-working, and you just know that as a friend she'd always have your back.
So I noticed on social media that they were having trials, and I sort of looked at it and thought, I reckon I might give this a shot.
One of them goes to her, so where have you played rugby then? And then she just looked at me and she went, nah mate, I don't play rugby, I play cricket.
Plays cricket? I said, has she played any rugby league? He said, she played a bit of AFL. I'm like, yeah, but rugby league, Joel. Has she played any rugby league? And then we went back and forth until I just said, you know what, bring her in. And so she's come in and, you know, Courtney, from that day to now, has just brought the most professional attitude and presence to the team, and it's such a blessing having it.
You know, it's lovely to be recognised in the top three. Something probably 18 months when I started playing rugby league, I wouldn't have thought that was a possibility, or I think it, you know, just cements my ideas of encourage myself to go and do crazy things.
The Challenge Cup final against Castleford Tigers, it was a rain-soaked afternoon at Bolton, but Courtney Hill was outstanding.
She probably won't even take it as a personal award, that's the kind of person she is.
The funny thing is that the moment it got announced at training, she stopped everyone, we were on a circle, and she thanked each and every one of the players for putting her in a position. So she is a very humble person.
You know, it's an individual nomination, but I certainly take that nomination as a team nomination, because there's so much that I have to thank other people for getting me to that point.
But the competitor, you know, wants to win at all costs, so you know, it'll mean the world to her if she wins it.
I hate it. I hate losing. You know, when you get asked that question though of, you know, I always say I love winning. People say, well, do you love winning? Do you hate losing? Yeah, I hate losing, but gee whiz, I love winning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Courtney Hill. From the big bash to the big stage, you are the 2019 Telegraph Woman of Steel.
Wow, that's a big trophy for a little girl, eh? Yeah, what a journey. Like I said, 18 months ago, I decided to pull a different kind of boots on. It was time for a brand new start in my life. You know, coming from Australia, a sport like cricket, and if I rewind 18 months, I actually had a moment at the kitchen sink where I was doing the dishes and life had changed. I was on the other side of the world. I didn't have, you know, my family, my friends, etc. around me. I didn't have cricket. I stood at the sink and I did the whole, it's embarrassing now, but I did the whole Hollywood. I'm going to slide down and sit on the kitchen floor and bawl my eyes out. And my fiancée Loz literally sat with me on the floor and picked me up, and she said, Courtney, it's going to be okay. You've had one training session with the Leeds Rhinos. You'll find your feet again. And yeah, I feel like I certainly have with the Rhinos.
I think you might have.
Yeah.
I spoke to your coach, Adam Cuthbertson, yesterday, and he said to me, the day Corker decided to hang up whatever it is that cricketers hang up when they retire, the Leeds Rhinos were extremely blessed They are the words of your coach. I mean, you've spoken so many times about leaving a legacy behind. How is this award going to help you do that?
Oh, look, I think we're doing some really great things at the Rhinos, and thanks, Cuthbo, for those words. But I think the biggest legacy we can leave, and I mentioned it in the video there, 55 kilos ringing wet. People call me crazy to come play this crazy sport, where sometimes it's very physically unforgiving. But just to encourage people, regardless of what it is, you know, go and do crazy things. People call you crazy, it's the best compliment you can be given. And I suppose that's all I want to do is, you know, keep encouraging the girls, you know, who we're playing with and alongside or against, and the young boys and girls, you know, if they're thinking about playing rugby league, then go and do it.
Yeah. You have such an inspirational story. Can you just tell people about your story? Why Leeds? Why rugby league?
So I suppose I grew up in country Queensland, sort of a heartland of rugby league back home. I played up until the age of 12, and then the whole can't play with the boys scenario came along. So cricket kind of took over. I found myself in love and at Leeds, so we have Lauren to thank for that. And I suppose, like I said, it was time for a change, time for a change away from cricket. And I'd always loved the game, you know, I was always a mad, passionate fan. And again, it was, okay, what do I go back to cricket or do I go and do something crazy?
Yeah. Well, we're glad you did something crazy.
Yeah, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2019 Telegraph Woman of Steel.